Hey, what's up? I'm gonna be going over GUIs in Java. So it's pronounced GUI, obviously, which is graphical user interface. All a GUI is it's something that presents a user-friendly mechanism for interacting with applications, and they're built from GUI components, also called controls or widgets. Okay, so a GUI component is an object which the user interacts with via the mouse, keyboard, or another form of input such as voice recognition or touch, and in today's scenario, I guess. Swing, the GUI components are mostly in the package java.swing, so you'll import that and maybe just the stuff you want out of Swing, or you'll just import everything in Swing. Here's some of the GUI components. It's kind of messed up in the corner. That's because it's out of a book, and I couldn't find a better diagram. But these are some of the basic GUI components. You have your title bar and your menu bar, and then you have combo boxes, which you can like click on, pick one, whatever. Text areas where you can type things in, like a text editor or whatever, and then you have buttons, and you also have scroll bars. IDEs, some IDEs actually support GUI design, so rather than manually typing out your GUI layout, the code for it, you can just drag and drop and double click. It'll set some of your event handlers and stuff like that for you. So you can like choose your exact location visually and stuff like that. So some of the examples I put were Swing Set 3, which was in my book or whatever, and then Window Builder Pro. That's an extension for Eclipse, which looks pretty nice, but I haven't used it yet, so I'm gonna have to check that out. Okay, so Nimbus is part of a look and feel package from in Java, the standard edition 6 update 10. They actually offered Nimbus, which is a nice little cross-platform look to your applications. So there's three ways that you can use Nimbus. The first way is to set default across all your applications, and I'm going to tell you how to do so next. And the other way is you can actually change it by passing an argument for the Java command. So when you actually execute your program, type Java whatever, there's an argument that you'll pass through to make it use Nimbus rather than whatever the default is. And you can also do it in your program, so programmatically in your application. So the first way that I mentioned was that you can actually do it as the default for your execution. So the way you set Nimbus as your default is there's actually some lib folders in both the JDK and the JRE, so the Java Development Kit and the Runtime Environment installation. Both of them have lib folders that you put swing.properties in, and then you put this line right here in there. But one thing that you want to look out for is if you're using IDE, sometimes they're reliant on the nested JDK, on the JRE folder that's nested inside JDK. So you want to put the swing.properties in there too. If that's the case, you're using some type of IDE that does that. So the other way that I talked about is you can pass argument. So what you do is type Java, that guy, and then the file name. I'll demonstrate that, I guess. so we can go cd, and I'll just pull up one of my thingies. Test gen swing seems good. cd bin java run. I'll do -d, and I want to do this huge thing here. God dang it. I'll copy this. Wrong one. And there we go. Okay. I think I put the whole thing in there, so yeah. And then I'll put run and oh, I need a lowercase Java. Fail. Okay. So this is kind of how the application looks with Nimbus. I'll show it without Nimbus too, I guess. So it actually looks kind of nice. The way without executing it with Nimbus is going to look like, God, why do I even have this up? I don't know. Whatever. Alright. So just delete that. Alright. Alright. So the other way, it will look like this. So you can see the buttons and stuff look kind of different. So that's kind of your look and feel with Nimbus. First, not. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about simple GUI based I/O with JOptionPane. So there's a series of dialog boxes you can use. There's static methods that you're going to use in JOptionPane, which is part of the javax.swing.JOptionPane package. So it allows you to display a message to a user or obtain graphically information from a user. And JOptionPane is what provides the pre-built dialog boxes and for input and output. So we have the show input dialog method, which takes a string and then it'll display it, and then it will return null if it's canceled, or it will return a string. Even if you type an integer in here, it's still going to return a string. So you're gonna have to parse that or whatever you want to do if you want to use it as an integer. And then you have JOptionPane.showMessage dialog, and then the arguments are the parent. So whatever you display as the parent it's going to be in the middle of that. So if you had some type of window and then you put that window as the parent, it'd display right in the middle. And it's actually a model, meaning like if it's going to display over your window, you're not going to be able to interact with your window while you're doing this until you're done using it. You can also specify this as null, which we're going to do, and null will just center it on your screen. So then you type in your message, so whatever you want the message to be above the input box. Or nope, there's a show message, my bad. So it's gonna display the message, so whatever the message is there. And then you can change the title, and then you can put what type of message, so you can change it to one of those caution things or error messages or whatever. Okay. So this is a static message, and it said what it displays and blah blah. Okay. So the different types of messages are the error message, the information message, the warning message, question message, and the plain message. So now that we pretty much went over all this stuff, let's go build something that will use these two JOptionPane static methods. So here I made something called dialog adder. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna import javax.swing.JOptionPane, because that's what we were talking about. So now let's make a public method, public static void main string args. There we go. And then inside of here, let's declare two numbers using the show input dialog. So we'll say JOptionPane dot show and input dialog. Alright. Enter first integer. And we'll call this, I don't know, num1 or something. String num1 str. How about that? Sounds good. And we'll call this 2, and then we'll change the thing. So we could say that's the second integer. Once we're done with that, we're gonna have to parse these. So let's say int num1 is equal to num1 str dot, oh my bad, it's integer dot parseInt, integer dot parse int, whatever, I'll just delete that. Alright, now let's make the second one, and you can probably guess what we're gonna do for that. Alright, so now we have our two integers. Now let's display the add result. So let's say int sum is equal to num1 plus num2. Now that we put the sum, let's make our JOptionPane.show message dialog. Option pane dot show. How does it show it on there? Oh, message dialog. That's what it is. And then our first argument is gonna be null because we're just gonna put it in the middle because that's that parent thing I was talking about. Make string. We'll make it the sum is. And then we can concatenate our sum. And then there's two more arguments, and they are the title and then the plain message or whatever you want to do. So say sum of two ints. That sounds good as a name. And we'll say for this JOptionPane dot plain message, and then we are done. Sounds good. Okay, let's run this thing. Alright. Let me close out of that because I'm not even using that. I think I did. Okay, whatever. Screw you. There we go. Okay, here we go. And as we can see, it says type the first integer. First integer is going to be, I don't know, 5 sounds good. I'll say enter the second. And then it displays our num in the plain message. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Bye.